Hi and welcome to this video. In this video we will learn about what is a stream exactly. And therefore I'm gonna talk to Abhinav Sonkar. Hi Abhinav.
Hi, Elise.
Hi. Could you maybe tell us about, well, what is a stream exactly?
Sure. So a stream is a continuous sequence of objects. Right? The object here could be anything, but most often it represents an event describing what happened. Uh, to give you an analogy, think of a pipe with water running through it. Right? In this scenario, the water is the data, the object that is flowing through, and the pipe is the stream that is holding that data. Right?
Okay.
Uh, to give you another analogy, think of a conveyor belt moving towards you with some item kept on top of it, right? Lots of items. And
Mhm.
as the belt comes towards you, you start picking the item one by one, right? That's just basically you uh, processing a stream of data coming in, right? By picking the objects. So a stream is basically a flow of data, right? But most important that it is unbounded. So there is no start or there is no end to that stream. That's the important thing. It just keeps on coming, and you have to process them as they come. That's it.
Okay, so stream is continuous flow of data.
Right.
But when is a stream useful? When can you use a stream?
So yeah, a stream can be useful in many scenarios. Right? Uh, think of the scenario where you have a customer who has some accounts, and you want to update that customer when certain events happen on that account. Right? Especially if it is a critical event happening, you may want to update the customer immediately as soon as the event happens. Right? In such a scenario, a stream is very useful. Uh, Another example could be tracking the user behavior on a website, which is quite useful in marketing scenarios. Right? So a user moves his mouse across the website, and you want to track that, and you want to send that data and process that data immediately for uh, aggregation or any kind of analysis. Right? In such scenarios, using a stream is desirable because otherwise you may get that event late, and the processing of the data might happen too late. So basically, if you have a scenario where the events have to be processed in real time, you should use streams.
All right. So if you have such a scenario where you want to track it immediately, how can you create a stream?
uh, that depends on the streaming engine that you're using or the application that you're using. I will give you a short demonstration of the actual streaming platform and how we create a stream in this
Yeah, that would
platform.
be great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is the actual platform screen, and on this page you can create any stream. So I will walk you through how a new stream can be created. All right. A stream must have a name. So let's give it some name. Extending on the previous analogy, customer updates. This is the name of the stream. Can give any description. Stream. Any stream in actual platform must be owned by a certain team. So in this case, that's let's say team turbulence. A stream belongs. A stream contains a key and a value. Uh, Ideally, we prefer using Avro because it allows us to maintain the schema and evolve the schema over time, which is very crucial. But for this example, we will just use JSON and the value type, which will also be JSON. Important thing to note that in the actual payload of the event, so the data that has happened in the event belongs in the value. The key is optional, it can be null as well. Uh, Finally, the retention policy. Again, this is very important. The retention policy determines what happens to the message, how long it remains in the topic. So in this case, by default, it says remove all messages when the retention period has passed. This is usually the standard practice, but sometimes you may want to try out another option, which is keep latest value for each key forever. But for now, we will keep the second option and just create stream. And now you have a stream definition created. At this point, you have a stream. It's not deployed anywhere, so it's not really available for anyone to use. but you have a definition ready. Now to deploy it in any environment, you can on the right side choose the environment. So for now we'll keep it to test, and you can click on the configure stream button. And now, since we chose in the stream definition to have a retention period, we now have to select a retention. So let's say 5 days. The number of partitions, this is very specific to Kafka. You can keep it to 2. And you can also give certain stream properties, but there many of the properties are picked by default, so you don't have to provide anything. Click on save, and as you click on save, a request goes to the backend to actually create the stream in the cluster. And now the stream has been created with a retention period of 5 days. So it means that any event arriving on this stream will stay on this stream for 5 days. After that, it will be removed. That's it.
All right, isn't that easy?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Abhinav, thank you very much. I've learned a lot about streams and how easy you can make them. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
See you next time.